Hi guys, welcome back to Waxing On. It's Wednesday, and that means it's classic rock. And today we're going to look at what is one of my favorite groups, an excellent performer I first became aware of in the mid to late 70s, and that's Tom Petty. We're going to look at Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and the first album I picked up, and this is out of my collection, and this is a little unique for us because we're not pulling out an album. Man, I've got the old 8-track cassette. I think I showed this to you before. This is it. Plug it in the machine. It can play continually until either you got tired of hearing it or the machine ate the tape on you and you were done. But yes, it was playing the Heartbreakers, and this one was Damn the Torpedoes. My first Tom Petty album, and one that really sold me on Tom and the band. There were some excellent hits on here, a lot of airplay. Again, this was the time when FM radio was coming out, and we were getting a lot of great music on there. Maybe not the same commercial stuff that AM radio would cover, but certainly a lot of great music, and the new FM stations were really catering to a certain age demographic. This song, a couple of tunes you'll probably recognize. Refugee, Here Comes My Girl, Don't Do Me Like That, a great Tom Petty tune. Even the Losers. I mean, those are just ones right off the top that I think have got a lot of airplay on some of my favorites off the album. Never got a chance to see Tom Petty. When this album came out, I was looking to go. He was scheduled to come to Ottawa, which is somewhere close to where I live, but unfortunately they canceled the tour and he never came. He came a few years ago, just before his passing, to Blues Fest in Ottawa. But Blues Fest is kind of a weird setup, and I know people are going to hate it if I say, Blues Fest. But I went to Blues Fest not recently. This was quite a few years ago, probably over 15 years ago or more, to see Van Morrison. We get there and 30,000 people there. Now, I mean, 30,000 people, you're not going to have a good seat. I mean, it's a music festival, and so that happens. But my wife and I are there, and we're, sitting between the beer tent and the porta potty, so there's constant traffic. We got people sitting in front of us that I don't even think they cared who they're there for. They're just busy talking about what they did through the day, chattering the whole time through, and not even listening to the music. And you basically had to watch the whole show through the Jumbotron because you couldn't get close enough to the stage. And that was in the earlier days of Blues Fest before it got really popular and the crowds got even bigger. So for me, Tom Petty coming to Blues Fest, you can't really say you've seen him. You can say you were there, you can say he played, but to me, when I go to see performers like this, I want to go to a venue where I can actually see them, I hear everything they're doing, and everybody is there because they want to be there for the music. Okay, that's just my talk on concerts. Want to be there, want to be able to hear it. Don't want people standing up in front of me dancing, don't want all kinds of people talking. Want to hear the music. My next Tom Petty album was one called Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Hard Promises. Now, excellent album as well. This one was unique. You can see a little silver label up on top there. MCA Master File Series, mastered at half speed. Give it exceptional sound. I didn't find as many hits on it, but I did find some excellent tunes. I mean, we got The Waiting, Something Big, King's Road, The Thing About You, Criminal Mind, You Can Still Change Your Mind. Now, The Waiting, just an excellent tune. And just another aside on that, and the last week or two, Linda Ronstadt turned 75. If you get a chance, check out her version of Tom Petty's The Waiting. Just an excellent cover of that tune. Pretty good album as well. I didn't care for it as much as I did Damn the Torpedoes, but that's just the way it is. I didn't maybe spend as much time delving into the other songs. But what I did enjoy, and this is one I always go to as a, first place for people, and I got it a little later, was Greatest Hits. There were some excellent tunes on there. I had it on cassette. I have it on my digital downloads. It's my go-to Tom Petty album. And again, these hit tunes are on there, plus a lot of other ones that came out more recently, because I didn't buy a lot of Tom Petty albums. These were my two main ones. I do have Tom Petty Wildflower, where he was away from the band and just doing stuff on his own, and some of that was good too. That's a nice chance to see just the other side of Tom Petty. But if you get a chance, I would certainly recommend Tom Petty's Greatest Hits to give you a real good cross-section of the band. Or my other favorite, in the old 8-track case here, Damn the Torpedoes. Now, I also had a videotape with Tom Petty backing Bob Dylan's band. I don't think they recorded a lot. If I'm correct, there might have been a song on Knocked Out Loaded, the Bob Dylan album, but they didn't do an album like the Grateful Dead did when they were backing Bob Dylan. They did a whole album, The Dylan and the Dead. So we didn't have a lot, a record of that other than the videotape. And I don't know if that's still available or around. I had it on VHS, so I don't know if you can get that on DVD or not. But it was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers backing Bob Dylan. Okay, so that's it for today. Our featured albums were Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker, Hard Promises, and Damn the Torpedoes. Okay, we'll see you on Friday when I have something very different again. Friday, you never know what's going to happen. Friday's going to be a little unusual this week. Different side of some people you know well, but we're going to see how they do on recording. Until then, everybody stay safe. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on Friday.